Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So we have an update on the whole Gambit variant compensation stuff. If you're out of the loop, I'll leave a link below to yesterday's video going over everything a bit more in detail. But if you just want a quick summary, this big expensive bundle got sold last month. In the patch yesterday, one of the variants got removed and replaced with another one, and people weren't super happy about it. Obviously, there are more specific details to the story than just that one-sentence summary, but if you've been living under a rock for the past day or two and missed all this, it shouldn't be too hard to catch up on. There is a lot of information out there. Anyways, we got another response today, and this one I think is going to make people a lot happier than the initial one, so let's take a look at it. Thank you to everyone who provided feedback on the Dealing with Demons Gambit variant issue. After listening, we've decided that we'll be granting all purchases of the bundle 8,000 gold. We agree our original compensation did not show enough respect towards those who placed their purchasing trust in our hands. For that, we deeply apologize and promise to learn and grow. When it comes to bundles, different players value certain parts of bundles differently. Wow, I wonder who said that. I can't tell you how many people were saying, no guys, these variants have a very specific value of 1,200 gold, because they get all the currency in the bundles, when that really isn't how their monetization and how they make money off all these bundles actually works. There are a lot of people out there, particularly the 1% or 0.1% of spenders in this game, who value these exclusive variants from bundles a lot more than they do the currency that comes with them. And it's nice to see them acknowledge that rather than say, hey, this is only a 1,200 gold shop variant value. Many view a certain variant or card as the full inherent value they're acquiring, while many others view the currencies as such. Thank you. Say it twice for the people in the back. I was in the second group. I valued the currency. There were a lot of people in the first group who valued the Gambit. It really isn't that complicated. When determining our initial plan for compensation of 1,200 gold, we took too analytical of an approach and simply used the shop value of a super rare variant and thought that made sense. In that equation, we crucially left out the value of how this made our players feel. Going forward, we're going to keep this learning in mind. Yeah, part of the problem here was it felt like they were trying to have their cake and eat it too with how they prescribe value to these bundles and variants. If you played Marvel Snap for any time at all, I think Second Inners made it very clear they place a premium on these variants, and one of the reasons they don't rerun them, for better or for worse, is because they are selling players that premium of, oh hey, you can only get this now. And while I'm not saying that's necessarily a good thing, that's the reality of the situation in the game we play. Trying to pretend like a bundle variant, regardless of which bundle it is, whether it's a $20 one, a $50 one, a $100 one, trying to say that's the same value as just buying something you can get in the store at any time, that's just not a logical conclusion to make. Because you can't actually buy those variants for that 1,200 gold. Regarding full money refunds, that's something we are unable to grant. Purchases through our partners like Apple and Google require refunds to be requested through them directly. They have their own rules and regulations when it comes to those requests. This is why we've chosen to grant compensation of in-game currency equal to the bundle's original purchase price. We lost some of your trust. While we know this message won't get it all back, that's something we can and will work on fully rebuilding. Yeah, I mean, this is about as good of a response as you can hope for, really. And so far, the response that I've seen to this is most people seem to generally be happy with it. Now, you're never going to make every single person happy, but if you are someone who still wants your money back for whatever reason, that is something you can pursue through whichever storefront you bought it from, and this additional 8k gold will kind of soften the blow on them taking the resources back from your account if you are one of those people. I don't think a whole ton of people will do that, but I think it's important to know that the option is there for people who want to explore it. If you're unfamiliar with what happens when you charge something back in Marvel Snap, they essentially deduct the resources of that from your account, and you can go into the negative as a result. So if you spent that 8k gold and that 8k credits, you're going to end up with a negative amount of those that I guess you can work off over time by just earning or buying more of them. Again, I don't think a lot of people are going to be pursuing a refund specifically, and I'm not saying that's necessarily what you should or shouldn't do, just pointing out that that option is there for those who want to explore it. But yeah, ultimately, what this has shown is hey, if you feel like the company is doing something you do not like or agree with, it does not hurt to voice your opinion and feelings about it. In fact, if nobody said anything, do we think we would have got this resolution? I personally don't. So yeah, that's the update. Ultimately, I think the response was pretty much as good as you could get to a follow-up to the initial one. And shout out to the new community manager for having to to deal with a hot topic issue very early on into their employment. Hopefully what they say here rings true in the future, because I am sure there are still people who feel a damage of consumer confidence. I've seen people say this who didn't even buy the bundle, where just the whole concept of, oh, they can just take any variant away at any time, that is something that can be kind of scary to people who have invested a lot of time and money into a digital product. And though we all know that's the reality, that eventually at some point in time, Marvel Snap will be no more and everything you have owned, quote unquote, in this game will turn to dust. Knowing that will happen eventually is a much different feeling than knowing that could happen to anything in the game at any time. So I think what they said is true, that there is some work to be done there in terms of rebuilding that consumer confidence, and I hope they're able to do that. Before this post went up, I've already seen a few memes on the new Storm bundle talking about how, well, I hope this one doesn't get taken out of my collection too. So I think that is very much something that was on the minds of people, and probably still will be a little bit after this. But it is what it is. We made our voices heard that the previous response really wasn't super satisfactory. It's nice to see them acknowledge and agree with a lot of the valid points people brought up about this. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.